All right, let's talk about Edgar Allan Poe. Today, we're diving into one of his most famous works, The Mask of the Red Death. But we're not just going to look at it as a spooky story. No, we're going to treat it as a series of deep lessons on life, death, and everything in between. Together, we are going to crack this code.
Wow. I mean, that's how Poe ends it. Chilling, right? So, to really get our heads around the philosophical weight of this story, we're going to use a really powerful tool, the aphorism. It's perfect for boiling down big, complex ideas into short, memorable truths.
So what's an aphorism? Think of it like a key that unlocks a much bigger idea. These little statements of wisdom are going to be our roadmap today. They'll help us understand the downfall of Prince Prospero's world, and maybe, just maybe, what it all says about our own lives. Okay, let's get into it.
First stop on our tour, inside Prince Prospero's Abbey. This is where he and 1,000 of his pals have decided to throw a massive party and just lock the doors on the plague that's destroying the world outside. A solid plan, right?
And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of Prince Prospero's big mistake. He honestly believes that his money, his giant walls, and his nonstop party can somehow protect him from the inevitable. It's the ultimate fantasy of just being able to ignore death.
So let's just reframe this whole scene. In Prospero's mind, he's created a sanctuary, a fortress, a permanent escape. But what Poe shows us is the cold, hard reality. The Abbey isn't a safe house at all. It's just a really, really fancy waiting room.
But here's the thing about living in an illusion. It's never perfect. Even inside this fortress of fun, there's one guest who keeps reminding everyone of the truth. A guest you can't just kick out.
And of course, that guest is the giant, creepy, ebony clock. This thing isn't just telling time. No, it's the very heartbeat of the story, and it is relentlessly counting down the final moments of every single person at that party. You can see this insane cycle of denial play out again and again. The music is pumping, people are dancing, and then bong. The clock chimes, and everything just stops. The whole room goes silent. It's the super tense, awkward moment where everyone suddenly remembers what they're trying to forget. They remember time is a predator. And then, just as quickly, the music kicks back in, and the denial starts all over again. For now.
And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? Prospero can lock the gates, he can weld them shut, but he cannot stop time. Time is the one guest that gets into every party, whether we want it there or not.
Now, the very design of the Abbey tells a story. That strange layout with the 7 different colored rooms, that's not random. It's actually a map of a human life.
This is the perfect way to think about it. The journey through the rooms is just like the sun moving across the sky. It starts in the east with birth, and it only moves in one direction, west, towards the end.
I mean, look at this layout. It's a one-way street to a single destination. You start in the blue room, infancy, and you move through youth, adulthood, old age, until you finally reach that last room, the black one. And here's the kicker. There's no going back. You can't just decide to hang out in the blue room again. Okay, a party built on ignoring reality can't last forever. We all know that. And the story hits its climax when a new guest arrives, an uninvited one. This is that moment. The moment all the fancy decorations, the music, the denial, it all gets shattered by a terrifying, undeniable truth. Prospero's little bubble is about to pop.
Because this new guest is the Red Death itself. It just walks right in. And in that single instant, Prince Prospero's power, his title, his money, all of it becomes completely and totally worthless.
And just like that, the whole social structure of the Abbey completely falls apart. Death doesn't care if you're a prince or a peasant. It's the great equalizer. You know, the mask of the Red Death is so terrifying because it's not really a mask. It's a mirror. It forces all the guests to finally look at the one thing they tried so hard to hide, their own mortality. So what happens after the final guest has made his entrance and the last partygoer has fallen? Well, Poe's conclusion is stark. It's absolute, and it offers zero comfort.
This gets at those final, chilling moments. The flames on the torches go out. The ebony clock stops ticking. Forever. What Poe is suggesting here is that our lives, this whole noisy, chaotic, colorful masquerade, it's just a very brief interruption in an endless, eternal silence. And what is so unsettling is the finality of it all. Poe offers zero hope. There's no sequel, no rebirth. The story ends. Period. The silence is total.
And that's the final thought Poe just leaves hanging in the air. He doesn't give us an answer. He just ends the story and lets that silence ask us the question. It forces us to think about the ticking clocks and the colored rooms in our own lives, and it makes you wonder, what are we going to do before that final silence falls for us?